What's up, guys? Super G88 here, and welcome back to CardCapital. I'm going to be going over a deck profile for you guys today with Richard. He just topped his second King of Cardfight Qualifier event. It's a local circuit tournament series that's being put on by a gentleman named Christian, and it's a pretty good concept, and we'll get a little bit more into that after the video. But first, let's go over his deck. Here's his grade 0 lineup. He's starting with Blaukluger, or Blaukluger, right?
Yeah, Blaukluger. Then 12 crit. Just applies a lot of pressure. Stack everything up on Blaukluger, certain Blaukluger, and at the end it's just 21k monster with multiple crits, and it just eats people up. Red Lightning is a big part of it because it lets you put it into soul and unflip a damage, so you can reuse Stern Blaukluger's effect multiple times.
How do you feel about getting rid of that 10k guard in your hand?
It's a risk, but it also at the same time it really puts pressure on the opponent to really make them think, can I take this another attack from Stern? And also they may be thinking that they're in a good situation, and then they see me unflip a damage, and then they're just have to completely
throws off their game.
Throws off their game, yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's go over the grade 1s now. Alright, now here's the grade 1 lineup in the deck.
Grade 1 lineup is fairly standard. You got the Blaukpanzer. You need him to be able to do anything. When you ride him over the grade 0, get a search for Blaukluger, which is a grade 2. If you call that to rear guard, you can discard a 3 to search for Stern Blaukluger, which is really helpful for if you call multiples of them out. Even if you already have Stern, you just pitch them out just so that you don't drive check them later. Can also, just frees up drive checks later on.
Nice. Where are you going? Okay.
Standard Tough Boy 8K. Good booster. It helps out with some of the grade 2s that in 3 you'll see later on. Run this over pretty much anything because it's just a beat stick.
Okay.
4 perfect guard. Anything less would be uncivilized. For my other filler ones, I went with Claydol Mechanic. Pretty much for the same reason as going with Red Lightning. It's a 7k booster, which is pretty standard. And when you call it, you get an unflip of damage. Same situation, you call out something, call that behind it, you have 1 unflip damage, and I have 2 unflip damage, and my opponent has to worry about Stern Blaukluger hitting again.
Nice. Alright, let's go over the grade 2s. Now we got the grade 2s.
Grade 2s, going with 4 Blaukluger. I've played the deck with less, but if you don't ride the 1, you can't search out the 2. It really helps to have multiples of them so that you can almost guarantee that you can ride into it.
Yeah, that Stern's at 11k, right?
And it makes Stern 11k. Okay. His secondary effect is pretty much worthless because you get an unflip of damage if he hits a Vanguard. No, okay. Never comes into play.
What else we got?
2 Death Army Rook, 10k beater. You could run King, but I ran this because it
looks better.
Color scheme sort of goes with everything else. Everything's blue.
Nice.
Kiara, really having that and Stern out really makes them think, which one do I not want to? It's the lesser of 2 evils. I either take a hit and get another attack off, or I get to draw a card for 2 counterblasts. Okay. It's kind of heavy, so that's why I only run 2. Eisenkugel is a kind of interesting card. If I don't have Blaukluger or Stern Blaukluger as Vanguard, he is minus 5k. But when he attacks, he's plus 2k. So you can put him, you can have him with a weak boost and have him get up to like a 12, or if you put a 8k behind him, he gets up to a 20. So that's good enough to like attack and pester rear guards and some weaker vanguards.
How often are you stuck riding him as your grade 2 and then?
Lately I haven't been that stuck on him, but I have had to ride into him, and game usually doesn't go very well.
Opponent takes total advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll just move this out of the way and get the grade 3s down.
Grade 3s, 4 Stern Blaukluger, and 4 Hollow Nomad.
Oh, interesting.
Hollow Nomad, there's a couple other things that could be run here, but I like this because when it attacks the Vanguard, it's a 12k. Another option is Death Metal Droid, which is Counterblast 1, give it plus 3k to make it a 13. Running that with Tough Boy can make it a 21k column. The downside is he eats Stern's food. And that's...
Counterblast is good for Stern.
Yeah, that's not very nice.
And now, with his effect, and the fact that you're running 12 crit, I mean, how are you with your hand after that? Because obviously, without the draws, you're not getting the hand to feed him as well for his secondary cost.
I tend to run out of hand stuff, but at the same time, I'm making them run out of stuff in their hand too. They either take the attack, and I attack again, and they either take it and they take damage, which gets cards out of their deck. And helps me win, or they block, and they 2 to pass me, I pass, that's 2 cards out of their hand, and now he's 21k with like a 7k behind him, so that's a lot more that they need to block, or take and
now, most of the decks you've been facing, like today and yesterday, which are the 2 qualifiers you went to and the 2 that you've topped, were you facing a lot of the new break rides?
I had a couple new break rides today against Dauntless and yesterday against Transcore. There's no real way for the deck to play around it other than hold them at 3, which doesn't really work very well.
Yeah.
It really
this
goes
is an
against,
aggro deck, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're just going for
pretty
blood.
much all Nova Grappler is if I'm not attacking, I'm not playing right.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for the deck profile, and like I said before, I'll explain more about the KOC, the King of Cardfight Cup, probably in the next video. But as always, guys, thanks for watching.